Messages from Shaltazar, the power of love in a divided world. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. We come to you at a time when the world is once again gripped by turmoil, by fear, by a battle that is fought not with weapons of steel, but with words, with emotions, and with the weight of collective energies that push against one another. You have seen this pattern before when the tides of fear, control, and division rise to the surface, seeking to pull humanity into its grasp. And yet you wonder, how do you respond? How do you remain anchored in love when all around you there is chaos, anger, and a thirst for power? First, dear ones, do not be deceived by the illusion that darkness is winning. What you are witnessing is the tightening grip of an energy that fears its own demise. The forceful, heavy-handed masculinity you observe, the bullying, the division, the need for dominance, is not a sign of true strength. It is rather the last grasp of an old paradigm that knows it is losing its hold. But understand this: what resists the most fights the hardest before it dissolves. This is not a time to match the aggression with aggression, to meet hatred with hatred, or to let judgment beget more judgment. That is the way of the past. That is the cycle humanity has repeated again and again, reacting rather than transcending. And yet, the path we suggest you take is not an easy one. We ask you to rise above the battle, not by avoiding it, but by choosing a higher response. The power you seek, the change you desire, will not come from force, nor from fighting against. It will come from stepping into the greatest strength there is, the strength of love. But not a weak, submissive love. No, this is a love that stands firm, a love that speaks truth without the need for attack, a love that does not shrink in the face of hostility, yet does not mirror its energy. It is time, if you choose, to embody the energy of the sacred feminine that the world so desperately needs at this time, not as a rejection of the masculine, but as its balance. This is the energy of vulnerability, of openness, deep listening, presence, and deep wisdom that flows from the heart rather than the mind. It is the energy that does not fear to be seen, that does not cower in the presence of force, yet does not seek to overpower it in return. It is the energy of compassion without surrender, of honesty without cruelty, of transparency without manipulation. It is the energy of cooperation over competition, unity over separation, truth over deception. But dear ones, we know that choosing love in the face of hostility can be one of the greatest challenges you will encounter. It is difficult to hold love in the face of hatred. It is difficult to stay soft when the world hardens around you. And it is difficult to resist the pull of anger when you see injustice, cruelty, and deception running rampant. And so we ask you, what will you feed? This moment in time is not merely a crisis, it is an opportunity. The polarities that have surfaced, the extremes that have been revealed, are here to serve a purpose. They are showing you the vast spectrum of energies that exist, so that each of you may consciously decide which path you will walk. Will you align with the energy of fear, dominance, and separation? Or will you choose the energy of love, unity, and cooperation? The Source is offering humanity a profound invitation to go within, to reflect, and to make a choice about who you truly are. Do not let this moment pass without deep contemplation. Ask yourself, what values do I wish to embody? What energy do I want to bring into the world? For it is in these defining moments that your soul's evolution takes shape. In these times, we encourage you to take tangible steps to embody love and higher consciousness. Begin by cultivating inner peace through meditation, stillness, and reflection, for a calm heart radiates outward. Seek dialogue over debate, and when confronted with hostility, respond with compassion rather than defensiveness. Limit your exposure to sources of negativity that amplify division, and instead immerse yourself in uplifting energies that inspire hope and unity. Offer kindness in your daily interactions, whether through words, gestures, or simply holding space for another without judgment. When fears arise, remind yourself that love is always the greater force. Build bridges where others build walls, and choose to see the common humanity in those with whom you disagree. Every small act of love is a ripple that extends beyond what you can perceive, helping to shift the collective energy toward healing and harmony. Will you nourish the energy of division by engaging in the battle of words, the war of opinions, the constant cycle of outrage? Or will you step outside of it, not in ignorance, but in wisdom? Will you find your stillness, your truth, and let it radiate so powerfully that it disrupts the very fabric of the fear-based reality? For make no mistake, dear ones, love is not passive. Love is not idle. Love is not weak. Love is the force that dismantles entire systems, that breaks down walls, that melts the hardest of hearts. It is a quiet revolution, an unseen army, a wave that grows stronger with each soul that chooses to live differently. And so we invite you to be that love, to be the presence that will not be shaken by the storm, to be the voice of reason when the world is shouting in madness, to be the anchor for those who are drowning in fear. Do not fear the intensity of these times, for they are merely the birth pains of a new consciousness. The darkness is loud because it senses its time is short. But we tell you, it cannot win if you refuse to play its game. Hold your love as a shield, as a force, as a revolution, and know that this moment too shall pass. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is unconditional and everlasting. Take heart, dear ones, for even in times of great division, you are not powerless. You hold within you the ability to navigate these turbulent waters with grace and wisdom. Stand firm in love, even when the world tempts you with fear. Choose stillness over reactivity, understanding over judgment, and cooperation over conflict. Seek your truth beyond the illusion of chaos and be a beacon of light for those lost in the storm. Each act of love, no matter how small, contributes to the great awakening. The path ahead may be challenging, but it is also filled with hope. Trust in the power of love to transform even the darkest of times, for this is how true change is born. We are with you always and forever, sending you love, support, and guidance.